These two idiots.
Be ashamed of yourself.
Okay. Well, Doug, it's been a little bit of a spell since we've done Frank Stallone. Who is this guy? We knew there'd be a bit of a break. Congratulations, first and foremost. The most important thing other than Frank is your baby. Congratulations.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. It's been a ride. I have another little daughter, and she's got all the newborn colic, gastric issues. So she's reflux. She's got a milk allergy, so we got to get the hypoallergenic formula and everything. So it's it's been a ride.
Oh, babies, they're the worst. They're the worst.
Yeah,
I've had a few.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, more than most.
And I've got some grandbabies coming too, actually. So I'll be able to do this all again with the grandkids.
Imagine that at the ripe young age of 40 something.
Well, yes, I'll be turning 50 just a month after one of them's born. But I'll be a 50-year-old grandfather. Whew. That's crazy, eh?
God bless you, brother.
Thank you. Well, and God bless Frank. And I'm really excited to do this episode. Did you find this YouTube link? How did you find this? How did you come across this?
Well, in light of our last episode, I think we did the Sam Roberts interview, right? Was that the last one? So I was just curious. I was going through his Instagram and I was like, it's the same old shit with the politics and this and that.
Yeah.
So I said, let me see if he's done any interviews recently.
Yeah.
Or to see if there was like a long ago interview that, that we might have missed, or like the Sam Roberts one.
It was a lot of fun. It was like 4 or 5 years ago, but it was still a treasure trove of us trying to figure out who Frank Stallone is. Yeah.
Well, it turns out that he was on the Fallen State podcast with Jesse Lee Peterson but a month ago.
Yeah, about a month ago. This is fairly recent. Fairly recent. Now, before we get into the podcast coverage, a few episodes ago, and I feel really bad, I said, hey, we never get emails. And it's true, we never get emails. But then somebody responded to that like right away. And this was a long time ago. I won't even say how long it was because I'm really usually good about my emails. However, I wanted to give a shout out. Hopefully they still listen. Trisha, if you're still listening, thank you so much for listening. You're a first time emailer. I don't think in all of my other podcasts I've done, I don't think Trisha's ever reached out to me. So thank you, Trisha. Hopefully you're still listening. But this is what she had to say. She goes, hello, guys. I do enjoy your show. Look at that. I'm always intrigued with clarifying, sometimes confusing Frank posts. So she's like us. She's trying to figure out who the hell's Frank. Who is he? What's he saying? What's he thinking?
I thought we were the only ones.
Well, maybe Trisha doesn't listen anymore because she's figured out Frank.
Yeah.
Okay.
If she has, please write us back and let us know. Let us know who this guy is.
Let us know, please. She goes on to say, you guys are also very respectful and not bashing in a disrespectful way. That's the truth. We like Frank Stallone. Bashing somebody, Trisha, just for the sake of bashing. Doug and I are nobody. Like, we're the authority on nothing. Doug, are you the authority on anything, really? On any?
Absolutely not. No, God, no.
I think the only thing that Doug and I have over Frank is Frank doesn't have any baby raising experience. I think you and I, that's the one thing that if Frank brought up any kind of like diaper routine, bottle sanitization, whatever it is, you and I would have at least that kind of authority over him with our experience with children and raising of children. I think that's about it.
That's fair.
Other than that, I think Frank is a much more intelligent and seasoned individual than we are.
If we didn't respect Frank or look up to him in some way, we wouldn't be doing this podcast.
It'd get boring to say he's stupid. He's
punch
dumb.
up. Yeah, you punch up. Frank's got a lot more money, I'll say, than we have. So
he's almost got as much hair as we have. He might have more hair than we have. Because I even have a little bit of hair, and that little peak there is starting to fade a little bit as I near 50. I think Frank's got a better hairline than me at the age of 70 something. You got to respect that.
Yeah. I mean, yours is going naturally, going gracefully. Frank's he's young beyond his years.
Yeah, it's amazing. I got to get those genes. I got to transplant those genes. Okay, so Trisha goes on to say, I saw this. I'm going to read what she saw. She goes, I saw this. I want to know if it's true. Any idea? Thank you, says Trisha. That's it. So thanks, Trisha. Okay. She did a snip from Frank Stallone's biography on IMDb. And now IMDb, I think it's like Wikipedia. You have to have an account to alter stuff at IMDb, But like Wikipedia, so it's not really police, but the user can police their own. So, for example, if you go on Wikipedia right now, you and I could go on Wikipedia with the information I'm about to give you, Doug.
Right.
And we could actually change the information on Wikipedia.
Yes.
The user who feels so invested, i.e. Frank Stallone, could go back on Wikipedia and take it down, which some celebrities do. They're like, no, that's just wholly untrue. Because sometimes people will do that to troll and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
But this just seems like if this is a troll, this is a very subtle troll. This is what is on his IMDb. So some user updated Frank Stallone's biography. Want to hear the title?
Of course.
Spouse.
Uh-oh.
Haley Vista. So there's a name. Haley Vista. Now, this is all public knowledge on IMDb, so I'm not doxing anybody. This is IMDb. February 14th of this year, they were married on Valentine's Day.
Get out of here.
According to IMDb.
Yeah. There's no earthly way to verify this.
There's no way to verify it unless Frank Stallone himself comments on our video.
If he talks about having a girlfriend.
Does he on this interview that you saw? He did. See...
it's in my block. So
okay.
Maybe.
Well, he does have thoughts on women on this episode, which is very interesting. And I think this might be somebody maybe pulling a prank on Frank. Is that what you think? You think it's a Frank prank?
It very well could be.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's it. That's all that Trisha wanted. She wanted to have our thoughts. Any ideas? My idea is, Trisha, unfortunately, IMDb is not an official. You can't. Yeah. There's no way of knowing. Okay.
Well, thank you for the email, Trisha. And before we start, Ryan, I want to a little ceremonial Uncle Frank's. I know this hurts. This hits you hard, but I couldn't wait forever, so I had to crack open the Uncle Frank's bourbon.
Okay. Before you drink it, Frank, if you're watching, I'm not even mad anymore. I'm not even mad. I'm just sad. I still have the screenshot of the receipt. I bought your Frank's bourbon when you did the early order deal. I was like day one. I bought that freaking bottle, $50 US, which a poor starving Canadian like me, it's a lot of money for us up here, especially with the tariffs and stuff. And
you're really appealing to Frank's.
I am. Like, well, you're listening. I hope you're listening, I should say. Is there something we can work out? I've never received the bottle. My money was gladly taken by the business. Frank's Bourbon took my money, and Doug, you bought a bottle and you have a bottle. So, anyways, I've never tasted it. Doug, bourbon lasts a long time, right? Like you can. Open it.
Sure. Yeah.
My goal is still to fly to see you one point within like 2026 is what I'm getting at. So we'll still maybe hopefully drink Frank bourbons together if I visit your house. But that being said,
absolutely.
Yes, go ahead.
Make sure there's at least 2 glasses left, buddy.
Okay, so give a toast. Throughout this episode, you're going to be drinking his bourbon. That's amazing.
I am. And if you see me make the wincing face, that'll be a clue that it's not very good.
Well, I'm sure it's delicious. What's it like?
It's not the worst I've ever had.
No.
It's not the worst I've ever had.
But let's be honest. Frank didn't make the...
No.
He put his label on the bottle.
Yeah.
And again, Wild Skies Bourbon took over his product on the Instagram. And to this day, they've done nothing. The website they've posted, it doesn't work. They still have an Instagram account with like 12,000 followers with nary a post. And the website on their Instagram account is a dead site.
Amazing.
So, Wild Skies Bourbon. Give a toast to Wild Skies Bourbon while you're at it.
To Wild Skies.
Because they said they were going to pay me back too.
Yes. This is for Ryan's $50.
Yeah, geez. All right. Okay. Let's get into this. This is a big episode. Strap in, folks. This could be a long one. Do you know who Jesse Lee Peterson is before today's recording? Have you ever listened to him speak, give interviews, be interviewed? Do you know anything about him?
I've seen him before. I've heard him speak. I knew he had like a strange kind of speech pattern, like some kind of speech impediment. Jesse Lee Peterson, I guess, is known in the political world as a conservative.
I think so.
So he's been on like the conservative podcasts. He's done news shows and stuff like that. So why not bring on one of the most conservative entertainers around? So he brings on Frank Stallone.
That's fair. Frank is conservative, and I can see why Jesse Lee would invite him on the show, The Fallen State.
Yeah.
With Jesse Lee Peterson. That's the name of his weekly or not daily. I think it's fairly weekly, fairly recent. And he's got like 365,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. He averages anywhere between 15 to 70,000 views a video. So Jesse Lee Peterson's got a bit of an audience, certainly bigger than our audience, wouldn't you say?
Slightly.
Yeah.
They've got an extensive back catalog. But from what I've read about Jesse Lee Peterson is he was born in the Jim Crow South, and somewhere along the lines, he learned to stop playing a victim. Oh. And instead of blaming racism for everything that happens to him, he blames the people, he's spoken out against very controversially against some of the biggest racial issues, like the Ferguson, Missouri thing, the fact that everybody blamed the government for Hurricane Katrina and not getting the inner city folk out of Louisiana during Hurricane Katrina. Oh, wow. BLM, Black Lives Matter. He's spoken out against that, saying that, it's a worthless organization.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he's not very popular in the liberal world, I would say.
Okay. His show is called The Fallen State, and it refers to the fallen state of humanity. So he examines societal issues and personal struggles through candid, no-holds-barred interviews. I've never heard him speak before. I didn't know who he was from Adam. I only knew that we were watching this guy because of Frank. And for context, you did the first 35 minutes of the interview, correct?
Correct.
Oh, good. I meant to verify.
Did you get nervous?
Well, I got a little bit nervous just by asking you right there. I was like, please say yes.
No, I did the second 35.
Oh, well, if you did the second half, what we probably would have done is I think we would have recorded part 2 first and revisited part 1 later. Okay, so I did part 2. And because of that, folks, just so you understand for context, I haven't heard the first 35 minutes. So when Doug presents this to you, the audience, I, Ryan, with you, the listener, will be hearing Doug's segments that he's pulled for the first time. So I'll be reacting with you, the audience. And then vice versa, when I show Doug my 35 minutes of the second half of the interview, same thing, Doug, you have not heard the second half.
Correct.
Okay, good. Okay,
I did not listen. I did not listen beyond my 35 minutes.
Okay, so I think without further ado, we just have to get into it. So what is the first spot you want me to get to?
All right, right off the bat.
Okay. So the fact that you said, okay, so I dropped the needle at the 35-minute mark, and I'm like, oh, I'm already time stamping. Like this.
Yeah. I was like, wild. I've never heard an interview like this because of the questions that Jesse asked. We'll get into it more.
Yeah, well, you have to. Just take it one segment at a time.
Yeah,
the questions we'll ask.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. But right at the 1 minute mark, right off the bat, we have impressions and some light racism.
Oh, nice.
I appreciate it. I watch you all the time.
You do?
I do.
Really?
Yes, I do all the time. I love how you kind of give the questions and don't get the answers. Like guys who, well, why do you do that? Well, I don't know. No, I don't know unless you tell me. That's like how people talk. They'll say something, go, you know what I'm saying? I go, not really.
Right.
Do you know what you're saying?
That's right. Amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
Well, I appreciate.
Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Who talks like that, Frank? You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? And so it's interesting now that I'm listening, because it's like I'm doing this like Pulp Fiction style, because I'm listening to the start of this podcast. So Frank's saying that I've watched your show, meaning I kind of know what I'm in for because I know you as a personality on YouTube or your interviewing style. And he's like, people don't know how to answer your questions. That is a running theme throughout this, through my second half is Frank's question and answer is very interesting. Okay.
And the funny thing is, and we'll see it as we go forward, Jesse Lee, JLP, whatever you want to call him, doesn't let you off the hook.
No.
If he doesn't get an answer that satisfies him. But we'll continue. At 1:58, topical commentary on his personal connection to immigration and family's artistic genes.
Father was a hairdresser.
Wow.
Italian immigrant from the old country, legally. And
of course.
Yeah, everyone was a barber or hairdresser.
So he's got to, right off the bat, he's got to bring it to a topic that is pretty raw in society today. So it's immigration. My father came over here from the old country. Legally. He's got to emphasize that, but carry on.
Yeah. Don't worry, Frank. Your blood's not tainted. You're fine. ICE isn't coming after you.
Yeah, right. No birthright citizenship here.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we grew up like in the artsy fartsy world where we went to Juilliard and stuff. We just God blessed us with.
You mean you're not professionally trained musician? Nah.
Exactly.
With natural talent, and we just worked upon it. I mean, I started singing at 6.
Yeah, I'm going to ask, how did you get into singing and actor?
Well, I just started singing. I was always singing around the house, and people seemed to enjoy it. And then when I turned 15,
people seem to enjoy it. The audience of who? Your dad and your brother who visited on the weekends?
Yeah, he's 6 years old. I started singing when I was 6.
Yeah.
Who thinks in that kind of scale? You didn't start singing when you're 6, Frank.
No.
Everybody sings the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Yeah,
Where they're 6 years old.
row your boat gently down the stream.
And nobody's looking at young Frank Stallone singing row your boat saying, oh my God, God has blessed him with this huge talent.
It's like a track star who wins the gold medal at the Olympics. And like, when did you know you could be a runner? Well, when I started walking, I just knew. I just knew that these little legs would take me.
It's like asking an actor, like, where did you get your start? Well, I was in the school play in first grade.
Yeah. Or an author. When did you know that you could write a book? When I read my first book. Yeah, okay. All right.
I turned professional. You know, I had a rock band and stuff like that. And I've been doing it ever since.
That's amazing.
I love how Frank's telling me, I know I've been rocking it for 70 years and I've been in bands, I've been playing. And Jesse, in his mind, he's thinking, I've never heard a gosh darn song you've ever played. Who are you? Who is
He's such a gracious host, though, isn't he?
Yeah,
That's amazing. Yeah. The sentence was kind of cut off in the middle there, though. But he says he started singing when he was 6. He became a professional singer at 15.
Oh, that's right. Can't forget that.
Yeah.
You and I at this point can start writing his biography.
I know, dude. It's like every interview
and our listeners
he does like a greatest hits. You know,
well, at this age and stage in his life, that's what you go for, is the greatest hits.
That's right.
Brothers and sisters?
I have an older half brother who passed away. I have Sylvester, myself, and I have a brother. I had 2 sisters, one who passed away, and I have a younger brother. My father decided to have a child with his wife when he was 77.
Nice.
So I got a brother in his 20s.
He's really excited that Frank's dad's pecker worked at that age. You know? He's like, oh, yeah.
He's like, I'm almost there. Mine's broke.
Oh, man. So just so you know, for context, there you go. For context, Jesse himself is 76.
Oh, here we go. So it's close. Yeah. So did you know that he had that many siblings? I knew he had the older brother.
We've talked about it. Isn't there that one younger sibling that he has?
He's in Dante, I want to say.
Dante. I think it's a Dante. Yeah, something like that.
But I didn't know he had sisters. He had 2 sisters. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I think they're half as well. I think it was their dad that spread his seed pretty good. Yeah. I don't think they're full sisters. They're
okay. I just thought it was interesting talking candidly about his siblings a little bit, ones that weren't Sly. But at 3:43, my note here is who influenced whom?
Oh.
So did Sylvester have any influence on you becoming an actor or singer?
Well, no. If people see my documentary on Amazon called Stallone Frank, that is, he
Bingo
says
card.
in the show, he goes, Frank was the first guy with the talent doing stuff.
Oh, okay.
He goes,
okay. I know.
You got your Frank Stallone bingo card out?
Yeah, that's right. I was first, says Frank. Yeah, it doesn't matter that you were first. It's who was best, who gave the best product. Like your brother wrote Rocky. Enough said. I mean, how do you top that? You don't. You can't keep saying that you had the talent first. Whatever you think that means, you showcase it. Sly also had that innate authorship talent, obviously at a young age too. He knew he was going to write the first time he wrote his name in grade school.
Right.
I was the guy, because he was kind of always getting in trouble. My mother said, I can't wait till you get famous so you can help your brother out. Boy, those tables turned.
Amazing.
Right.
Yeah. At least he admits it.
All right. I'm not entirely sure what question is referring to, but at 4:12, it's just the question. It says, is this question a joke?
I think with Jesse, I don't know if he asks anything that's a joke per se.
Yeah.
Are you surprised, now that you look back on it, are you surprised how well you've done?
look at Frank's face. I got to screen capture that for the thumbnail. That's the thumbnail. Thank you, Frank. Oh, that's perfect. Let me just get that.
And how well you've done.
I got my thumbnail, Doug. All right.
Good. I don't even think I cared about the answer. Actually, no, I got it. The answer.
Wow.
The answer was next.
Are you surprised? Here's the thing. He should say, if my brother never existed, then I would be very surprised. You're like, there's only one reason why I have any iota of success is because the question should have been, am I surprised Rocky got made? Because that's why I'm here today. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful. I practice gratitude, what I have. Of course, you always want to be maybe the bigger rock star, the this and that, but that comes with a lot of extra baggage too. You know,
I love it.
Bingo.
You know, of course I wish I was a bigger rock star and had shows and concerts. But you know, I had no manager. But you know that comes with, you know, entourage and money and more houses here. I like living the simple life. I've made peace with the fact that I'm not Bruce Springsteen.
I thought he was referring to the fact that the external forces that prevented him, like
he's saying being more famous. Actually, he's not wrong. Being more famous just comes with more stuff. Like like he can walk around more than Taylor Swift can in public. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like,
all right.
So he's just saying, yes, I wish I could have been a bigger rock star, but the price to pay is your lifestyle does change a little bit. Like, you can't go out.
Interpreted the answer a little bit.
Or maybe I am. Maybe I am.
At 4 minutes and 53 seconds, my note here says, what's your impression of the world?
Oh, great. That's a great question, Jesse. Great question.
And what's your impression of the world?
Well, here's an old saying. I said, when you leave the U.S., you're camping out.
Yeah.
I mean, this is people just.
What will?
The conversation leading up to this was, have you been all over the world?
Sure.
And
but is he saying
his music has taken him all over the world?
I get it, but is the analogy, correct me if I'm wrong, is the analogy being like...
No idea. When you leave the U.S., you're camping out?
I could be wrong. He's saying, you know, like right now you're in your home. Right now, Doug, you're in your home. So you have your amenities like your toilet, your shower, hot water. So you have your comfort. You lose those creature comforts when you're out in the wild camping. The idea being when you leave the U.S., you no longer kind of have the creature comforts of home. It's a crappier situation you might find yourself in.
But how does that answer the question, what's your impression of the world?
It's crap outside the U.S. That's my guess.
Every place has toilets, except unless you're going to...
Yeah. Like
cut that out.
I'm about to cut that.
Yeah.
People in the edit won't know the country, probably. But yes, there are parts of the world where I would rather not visit. Absolutely. Why would you? The world's a big place. I only have so many days left in my life anyways. Hey, put it this way. I've been around the world in the Navy. I've been to numerous countries around the whole globe.
You feel like you're camping out?
Some countries, yes.
Okay.
Some countries, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Frank's on to something.
But I didn't feel that way in Australia. I'll use that safety net there.
Fair enough.
I won't say the country. I'll tell you offline.
All right.
Don't realize how fortunate we are to live in this country. I mean, you see, like I have friends of mine, Armenian friends and Lebanese friends and Iranian kids that were kind of raised here. And what's the sad thing is they're actually more patriotic than people that were like born here.
Right.
You know, they're so grateful to be in this country.
Yes, that's normal human condition. Obviously, the kids of rich parents, even just look at our kids. It goes with anyone. My kids, they live a blessed life. Like I'm not rich, but look, my kids have food, clothing, video games, internet, and they're not like groveling at my feet. Thank you, Dad. Thank you so much. In theory, they're taking it for granted. Now, if I pull some kid off some sort of terrible situation where I give them a loving home with food, clothing, safety, they'd be blown away. I feel like I'm a king. So that's just natural human behavior. It's not that they're not grateful, but when you're raised in what you're raised in, you're used to that environment. It goes for humans everywhere. Royalty doesn't feel like royalty when you're raised in royalty.
If you had to choose another place to live, you had to leave America, what would you choose?
Honest to God, either.
Oh, wow.
I tell you, I love Canada. I mean, come
on up, Frank. Come on up. My door is always open. That's fantastic. Come on up here, Frank.
That one was especially for you, Ryan.
I just want to say my co-host on the Rocky podcast I do, Katie, she says she always wants to come to Canada. So there you go, Katie. Come up with you and Frank can come up together.
Yeah, get a package deal. Save on those tickets. Keep it going because there's one other little payoff on this.
Oh, okay.
Canada, they're very civil people up there. They're pretty nice and pretty easygoing.
Yeah.
You know, like in just outside Toronto. I did a few movies in Calgary and Toronto. I don't think I could live in Italy or France or Germany or maybe Nova Scotia or maybe Greenland. I just want to be around a peaceful vibe.
Greenland? Okay, we're not talking about Canada anymore. He knows that Greenland's up.
Greenland is uninhabitable, isn't it?
I don't know. I think he didn't know Greenland existed until Trump started talking about it.
Yeah, that's probably true.
It's funny.
But I think parts of Greenland are uninhabitable. But I think he might have been referring to Iceland.
Yeah, I don't know what he meant by Greenland. That's funny.
Yeah, but I was like, Greenland? What the hell? All right, so at 7:54, we have Frank's take on marriage.
Oh, great. There's more marriage talk on my half, so it's a topic that comes up again.
I've had friends of mine that have gone through 4 marriages.
All right.
And they got nothing, and it's terrible. I mean, on top of losing probably a lot of their finances or whatever they made, the discord with the kids and stuff like that, it just causes a lot of problems.
Amazing. Does she obey you?
Oh, wait, that's a whole nother. Okay. He's talking about discord with the kids. Hey, Frank, why don't you fix your own house before you start talking about the problems in other people's?
Yeah, we did mention child raising and stuff. The reality is, it's public knowledge. Frank does have a son. And I always find that weird. And this is probably my biggest question to you if I ever interviewed Frank is, how do you make peace with, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, you have to figure your own crap out before you can espouse wisdom.
Exactly.
That just goes without saying. He could talk about guitar work and guitar making, playing. I don't know how to play the guitar. So if he tells me, hey, you're holding the guitar wrong, cool. He probably knows what he's talking about. But if you're sort of talking about how families are in disarray and stuff,
Yeah. Well, you kind of just got a little tidbit of it, but he's talking about Frank's girlfriend. Okay.
Oh, good.
So Jesse comes up with this question.
Amazing. Does she obey you?
Obey me?
Yeah.
No, she's got her own mind. You know, she's smart, but she's very kind. No, she's just a very decent person. You know.
But she doesn't obey.
Oh, she obeyed. I don't think that's a wrong word. I don't know. Obey.
I give credit to Jesse. He's a character. I don't know how much of it is entertainment purposes. I think he probably believes what he's asking and saying. He buys what he's selling, right?
Yeah, sure.
That's fine. He's very old school. We get it. Man's the head of the household. Women should be, But to Frank's credit, this is interesting. Frank makes us laugh, and that's the thing. But to Frank's credit, he comes off pretty good in this interview.
Yeah.
But my second half, because he handles this Jesse guy with these questions that are very pointed and very you have to be brave to come on the show because you're going to be answering questions that are very trapping and leading. If he asked me, do you obey your wife? I would have to be quick on my feet. I'm pretty sure I could navigate this interview to some degree. But to Frank's credit, there's not very many sound bites where he traps himself. He actually was pretty good about handling these questions.
100%. And even here in my notes, I write, I'm impressed with the way Frank's handling it. Because, and he does this a couple of times. Like he asks the same question. I'm not sure what answer he's trying to get out of Frank.
Oh, Jesse wants Frank to say that he's the leader of the house. The wife obeys him. He doesn't obey the wife or the girlfriend. I have a theory why Frank's like this in this interview is because Jesse himself is a pretty talented interviewer, though he asks very clickbaity type questions.
Yeah.
But that's the style of the show. He's like a conservative Howard Stern. It's Christian, the Christian version of Howard Stern. There
right. He asks hard questions and doesn't let you off the hook if you're dancing around it.
We've seen Frank in other interviews with other podcasters that aren't very good at interviewing. So funny enough, when Frank is focused and this guy will beat him with the questions 3 to 4 times in a row till Frank finally answers with something that doesn't get him in trouble, mind you, where Jesse will move on. What I'm getting at is Frank seems to do better when he doesn't get to steamroll. If he's able to steamroll over the host and become almost like an entertainer, and he's like, oh, they would just want me to dance for the interview. Frank gets himself a little bit silly in trouble. It makes great for sound bites for our show, but ironically, when he's on this show where this guy squeezes Frank actually looks good as a guest. It's weird.
Yeah, I was impressed by it, and throughout my half of this interview, we see it a few more times, and
we just get along, kind of, get along good. She's not like some of the people I've seen out here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But she doesn't obey.
She doesn't or does?
Does she obey?
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what it means to obey?
Do you mean, do I give her orders?
No. Does she obey you?
No, I think she loves me. I don't know.
You do?
Yeah.
Then she must obey then.
I guess, if that's how you interpret it. I mean, it's tough.
Like, Frank comes off very good here.
He doesn't look flustered when he keeps getting the same question.
He doesn't get flustered once. He'll actually say, like, I don't know what you're asking. Not like, I don't know what you're trying to get out of me. He's like, well, if you think love is obeying, then there might be a few of our listeners who just want us to roast Frank at the sense of like, just like, rake him over the coals. Look, we've done our fair share of that, where he's presented that to us on his Instagram and stuff like that. Where, wears shirtless coverall posters or pictures, but in this situation, again, and I don't know if it's an act. I don't think it is. In that he's not that good of an actor. So I think he handles these questions. They keep coming as the interview goes on.
We got to give credit where credit's due, and he stays calm and relaxed the whole time, even when he's getting the same question. Yeah, the wheels are spinning in his head, but he doesn't He doesn't lean up in his chair and say, "What are you asking me? What do you want me to tell you?"
He doesn't attack.
That's probably the way that I would have handled it.
Maybe I would have just been like, "Well, no, like." Yeah, that's how I would treat this interview. I would just be like, you're asking me if I say we're going to McDonald's and she wants to go to Burger King, we're going to McDonald's because that's her obeying my desire of going to. No, that doesn't happen. We dialogue big decisions in our house. Absolutely. He's looking for that. He's looking that you have the final say.
Right.
And so how do you deal with the hell in her when it comes out?
Not very spiritual, very kind.
Really?
Yeah. No.
She must be from the old school.
From old school.
Right on.
Yeah. Decent.
That's why.
Yeah. Decent. Practices gratitude all the time.
Right on, man.
The thing is, I've had girlfriends before. It's very difficult to be in this business and somehow be grounded. I think it comes from, like we see these bodybuilders, but at one time they were either really fat kids or skinny kids. So it's all an inflation,
right?
Like walking around like this, I think, Jesse, it comes from within.
It does.
I think kindness and goodness comes from within.
Another solid answer to how do you deal with the hell that in her or whatever it was he says. I don't know what kind of gals old Jesse dates, but damn, Jesse, they obey you and they got hell inside them. All right.
Yeah, I think he's been burned a couple times in some relationships, I think, or something.
This note here says very interesting question.
And being an entertainer, do you or did you ever have a big ego?
I think you have to have a certain ego. My ego was more based on wanting to be good.
So your ego was never bothered. Okay, that's good.
He just talks about the difference between a big head kind of ego or just an ego where it's inside you where you want to do better. Which
sure.
I don't know. Ego means ego, Frank. You know what the hell he's asking.
Yeah, I try to be a good podcaster, have fun. That's my ego. I don't want to be an embarrassing podcaster, which might be too late for that, Doug.
All right, at 10:38, we got another question and another good answer.
So when you would be out and if people didn't recognize you, how would you feel about that?
Nah, I think maybe when I was younger, a little bit, but no. Actually, as I'm getting older, it's kind of nice when you get recognized once in a while. Not like I don't think I could have dealt with what my brother went through, when Rocky came out. It was madness.
Okay, so okay. You've never dealt with what Sly has dealt with ever, and Sly still does. He can't walk. Are you kidding me?
Just wait. He doesn't get Rocky or Rambo anymore. Sly, continue.
What?
Just continue.
If Sly walks down Hollywood Boulevard, he's going to be swarmed by people.
I mean, can you imagine like the Beatles, Elvis? There's everyone in the world knows who you are.
Right.
There's not a place in the world you can go where they go, hey, that's this. Hey, but he told me, he goes, no one calls him Rocky and Rambo anymore because the Tulsa King, such a big hit. They call him Dwight. I go, that's weird. That's the name he has the thing. He says, because streaming on TV now is actually bigger than movies.
Okay.
Get out of here, Frank.
No one's calling him Dwight. There's no way. Is that did Paramount Plus put him up for that? That was a plug for. Hey, great show, by the way. Season 3 coming soon. I love that show, by the way. It's a fantastic slide to have this Twilight show because it's just very well done. But Frank, newsflash. Paramount's not hiring you. You're not getting on the show. No matter how much you plug that show, you ain't getting it.
Yeah, he doesn't get Rocky or Rambo anymore. He gets Dwight. Get out of here.
Yeah. He's plugging Paramount Plus. He wants to get on that show so bad.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Man, I don't know what he plugs harder, Paramount Plus or his hair. All right.
There's always a grift. At 11:37, I got Jesse asking the hard questions.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
They get hard, some of these questions.
Mm-hmm.
So when you and your brother, would be out, and everybody notices him, and they're like, "Oh, hi" to you.
Sometimes, that's like it's
You go
okay.
like, what the?
Yeah, man, what's going on here? No, but and some pipe. I swear to God, I've had some.
Are you okay, Frank? He's choking the hard truth out. Of course, look again. Of course, you see Stallone in the airport outside. He would overshadow a lot of celebrities, let alone his brother Frank. No offense, Frank. Of course, like even if you two were together, I admit I might be a little bit more. Hey, Sly, how you doing? Oh, Frank. Hey, cool.
Right.
Take you back. Yeah, cool.
My brother, and he's told me to go. You're Frank's brother, aren't you? And he gets like all like what? Yeah. But he's 78.
Yeah. Okay. Whoa. There is no way. Oh, come! I gotta stop. Is he trying to tell me that someone has literally gone up to Sly with Frank not being there and says, "Hey, sir, yeah, what's up? What do you want? You want my autograph? No. I just want to confirm you're Frank Stallone's brother." Yeah, I am. Do you want to? No. I just want a confirmation that Frank Stallone is. There's not a universe in the universes where someone has gone up to Sly saying you're Frank's brother. Get out of town.
I was laughing my ass off.
I love that.
When I heard him say that, you got to be.
I'll tell you what it was. Mm-hmm. That was Sly giving Frank a Christmas gift. Sly probably told him that story. Make him feel good. There's just no other way. I'm sorry. There's no way somebody. Because how does that work? How would that actually work? You recognize that Stallone. Why would you bring up your Frank Stallone's? Like, who you're talking to. So why would you even have to say that? It doesn't make sense.
There's no world in which that happened. Frank was offended by the question, so he had to make up a scenario where it was the opposite. It's as simple as that.
Speaking of the Beatles, it would be like somebody going up to Paul McCartney and say, "Hey, you play guitar for Ringo?"
Yeah, right. Are you in that band with Ringo?
Yeah, exactly.
12 minutes and 34 seconds.
Sorry, I'm still recovering for that.
I knew you'd like that one. Blaming others.
What? No. You sure you got the right Frank here? Or?
Any regrets?
Well, I think I had regrets, Jesse, because I think I was too trusting and naive when I was coming up, when I should have just cut bait, with some managers I had, because they were like friends. I said, friendship really has nothing to do with this. You're still my friend. But as far as the business end, you're inept.
Yeah.
And, like with agents.
Yeah, that's basically just him blaming his poor management, why he's not bigger.
Yeah.
Do you have any regrets? Yeah, my regrets were that I trusted bad people.
Look what Jesse's doing right now with this channel. He gets 15 to 100,000 views on a video. He doesn't answer to anyone but himself. He's not part of NBC or CBS or any of these other affiliates. He has his own TV show called The Fallen State Podcast. That's all you get. Frankie, pick up your guitar, compose an original song, put on YouTube. People will listen to it if they want to. If they don't, then the product sells. You don't need managers anymore. YouTube alone, you can have a whole career just doing YouTube music. People do it all the time.
When people talk about regrets, they talk about it in a sense where like,
it's other people's fault.
Like my regret was that I trusted the wrong people. Like when you talk about regrets, you're talking about something within yourself that you've done or that you've felt or thought or said that you wish you could take back. That's a regret, not regretting trusting the wrong people. That's not a regret. That's a bad business move. It happens.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. The regret should be more of family and friends than I'm not a bigger rock star. You're right.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. 1343, talking about being late.
You should never be late.
Ooh, that's why.
Yes, because I find it a sense of disrespect.
Yeah.
Like Frank Sinatra, I remember I had dinner with him a few times. He was always early. And his theory was, I'm Frank Sinatra. If I'm here early, what's your problem? What's your excuse? Yeah. If I can be here early, I got a million things going on. What's your thing? And he would never talk to you again. Like if you stood him up or showed up like 20 minutes late, you're done. Out.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The two Franks. Oh, man, I would have paid good money to see those two Franks having a conversation. A couple of times, had supper with the old blue eyes there,
Yeah, but you could say that about anybody. He just had lunch in the same restaurant where Frank Sinatra was once.
Oh, and no offense to the late great Frank Sinatra, snooze fest, by the way. Is that it gets to the point where you're so early, then you're actually late, if that makes sense, because it gets to the point where just what time do you want to meet?
Right.
But if it's say 1 o'clock, but you're there at 12:30, well, else you're at 12:30. Well, then say you want me here at 12:30. Don't keep pushing the time to the left to the point where I don't even know what time I'm supposed to show up. Just tell me when you want me to be here. Yeah. Anyways,
it's a simple concept.
Yeah.
14 minutes, 13 seconds. Talk about hobbies.
Oh, nice.
And so when you are not getting attention or not in a movie or not singing,
just on the street,
all alone in a room by yourself, do you feel empty, like something is missing?
When I do or don't get attention?
When you're not getting attention, you're home by yourself, you're not singing anywhere, you're not performing, nobody's around but you. No, does it feel like something is missing?
No, because you know what, Jesse? I have so many hobbies. I'm one of the most renowned boxing historians in the world.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I have a major collection of boxing going back from the 1880s. Like fight-worn gloves, posters, rare photos. And so I have a group of people, it's like people that would collect baseball cards or stamps, And, if people call on me sometimes to ask my opinion on an upcoming fight or fighters of the past, they always ask me, is Muhammad Ali?
Do you ever, you're watching some fight coverage and they're like, and here's Frank Stallone with his commentary or prediction. Like,
well, remember his YouTube channel? He had the one big video that blew up where he talked about Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, when that was a big thing. It was a Jake Paul. I can't remember which Paul they are.
Yeah.
And so he gave his little thoughts and it blew up on his channel. And he actually renamed the channel to like Frank Stallone's Boxing Wisdom or something like that. And then it just petered out. He tried to bank the one viral video on his channel.
He thought he had something big.
Yeah. Anyway, so people ask me all the time. I think in his mind he's talking about that. 'Cause there was a time that people were like, "Those are good thoughts, Frank. Those are good thoughts about the Tyson." And then, we've moved on.
And that was that.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of moving on, go to 1524. It's a long, meandering answer, but Jesse doesn't let him off the hook very easily.
Do you get lonely?
I think everyone gets lonely, but I think if you have hobbies, like I'm a competitive trap shooter. I shoot, like sporting clays and trap. So I try to get out of the house. I mean, I have a tendency, if I get like watching one of these series like Bosch or, Mobland, I can couch potato out there and watch the whole series, like 4.
Is he okay? He keeps. Did he have? Sorry, did he? Yeah.
He's thinking to himself, I hope this is enough for him not to ask it again.
I think the cough is a little bit of a nervous tick. I think.
I think so. Yeah.
For years of shows, So I have to motivate myself.
So do you get lonely?
Yes,
you get lonely.
I think everyone gets lonely. I think.
But how about you?
I do. At times, you get melancholy. Like you think about.
Okay, yeah, that happens on my side.
Yeah,
it's funny. Hey, Doug, do you ever get lonely? Do you ever get lonely?
Oh yeah, sure. Everybody gets lonely.
No, Doug. Do you get lonely?
But how about you, Ryan? Do you ever get lonely?
Sometimes I wish I did. My life is so freaking busy. I'm never alone. Are you kidding me? Right. Lonely's a luxury. Lonely's a luxury. Work, family, now grandkids. I swear I'm gonna have somebody in the casket with me when they bury me.
That's a good answer.
See, that's how you do that, folks. That's
oh my God. This next thing he talks about at 1714, he asks this a lot of Frank over the next few minutes about perfect peace.
Oh, that's a big question.
Have perfect peace?
Boy, that's a tough one. Perfect peace. Boy, I don't know, but I would like to have it. You know, they asked me one time, if you could be the richest man in the world or the happiest man in the world.
Right.
I said, I would take the happiest man in the world because...
You know what? Another thing that I'm starting to pick up on people that have these bullshitted answers.
It's weird. Just answer the question.
They say, they asked me one time.
Yeah, they asked.
Who's the they? Who is this ambiguous they?
Not Jesse Lee Peterson. I'll tell you that one.
No.
Before we continue, we might have to do this in 2 parts, which I don't mind doing. Because I don't want to rush it. We could release this as part 1, even is what I'm getting at. So let's make this in 2 parts. Okay. So that way we don't rush your. So yeah, keep going. Okay, here we go. Next one.
1807, more perfect peace with another name drop.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Do you believe it's possible to have perfect peace?
Boy, Jesse, maybe with I think everyone would have a different kind of perfect peace, but I think I think what's missing in today's world, and I don't want to sound like my parents, is faith. People mock the church. We had a meeting last year with the Pope. Pope Francis.
So, Doug. Mm-hmm. Can you have perfect peace?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
It's okay. I think that's the thing with Frank is anytime he's asked these questions, he's afraid to say, like, I don't know, or does your wife obey you, or does your girl? No, she doesn't. There's just no way she would do that. I love her. I don't want her to, but to answer your question, no, she doesn't do what you're asking. Next question.
Right.
That's it. Just own it, or whatever it is. Can you have perfect peace? Not really. I think perfect peace will come when you're dead.
But all of his answers are these long, meandering things, you know what I think is missing in this world? Faith. Like, he didn't ask about faith, Frank.
No. Well, because it segues into the Pope, that he met the Pope last year.
Oh, yeah, that's the
segue, yeah.
But I have way too many worries on my mind and stuff going on in my life that perfect peace is impossible.
It's a luxury that... Sure, I'm sure there's people there who meditate and stuff, but even that's a finite moment.
Yeah.
Just driving to work is like, like. Anyways,
he's like, I think you can achieve perfect peace.
So Donald just chimed here on our chat here. He goes, if we had perfect peace, Doug, you would lose your job as a police officer. You're a police officer, right?
That is true. Yes.
Hey, me too in the military. I'm in the military. So yeah,
right.
I've always said I would be thrilled if they closed down the military. That'd be great. Imagine that. If we reach world peace where the militaries were closed down, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah. So for the sake of my incoming paychecks, please don't let there be perfect peace.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we let the conflicts continue? I'm retiring in 3 years. After 3 years, my pension will be locked in.
There you go.
I got a feeling we're gonna have wars for a few more years.
You don't say. At 1913, we got "Be happy with what you have."
Oh,
okay.
Frank must be thrilled.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mess with Pope. You know what I mean? We have an idea, but I'm going to hedge my bets. You know what I mean?
What? Sorry, I know it's a little bit before, but
he's talking about being
heaven?
faithful. Yeah.
Hedge his bets. Oh, come on. That's such a...
We don't know for sure if there's a hell, but I'm gonna believe in Christ and follow.
Can you believe
God in case?
Can you believe you're pulling the wool over God's eyes? Like that's how you get into heaven. This is what. Don't get me started on religion. There's a God up there who he hears this talk like, oh, really? You're just avoiding hell. That's your worship. You're avoiding, like, you think it's avoidance worship.
Hedging his bets. It's not, you're not getting God's good graces that way.
Yeah, I know. Like, oh, anyways, don't get me started. Religion. Oh, man.
So do you believe it possible to have perfect peace?
Yes.
We're back. Okay, so holy smokes.
He does not let this one go. But the problem is, in between all these questions about perfect peace, Frank has these
he's a storyteller.
Insufferable long answers. Non-answers.
So why don't you have it?
Well, I'm working on it. I'm working on it, Jesse.
But how are you working on it?
Well, how? I think the idea of being happy with what you have, because so many people have nothing. So many people are terminally ill. They're living, hand to mouth, paycheck to paycheck. And for what I have, for what I've done, I'm pretty grateful. I mean, it could be a lot worse. I don't have to be the richest guy in the block.
Right. But it could be a lot better, though, Frank, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Frank is the type of guy that instead of looking at what he has on his plate, he's looking across the table at what the other guy has on his.
And what they don't have, I've never based my peace or happiness based on the wants or desires of other people. I guess what I'm saying is I take no joy, pleasure, or peace knowing that people suffer. I hate that. I hate that idea. Yeah. Of course, I'm grateful that I have a home, my children are safe and secure, and there's not tanks rolling down the street, of course. But to say like, we could be living in another country where that's a daily way of thinking that I can't do either. Like, you just be grateful for what you have, but don't say it's because people are dying in the streets either. I know what he's saying. I get it. But
it's the idea of two extremes. He has a very blessed life, yet he is so envious of what his brother has.
Oh, it's insane, dude. I hope I have your health and money when I get to that age, because he's able to fill his time with endless whatever's podcasts, Instagram posts, skeet shooting, hunting. Dude, you're actually living the retirement dream. Like what Doug and I are working for daily, grinding. We are like, no offense, Frank, but we're grinding like our days out. To get to where you are, where we could maybe go golfing, skeet shooting, hunting, fishing with our grandkids. You should just literally be saying, I am blessed. I'm thrilled. What a pleasure to be here today. Boy, isn't it great that Rocky was a hit, because I just wouldn't be here without it. Let's just be honest. And a few people kind of like my songs. That's pretty cool. How you doing today, Jesse?
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
It's a simple principle, I think. Go to 20 minutes, 47 seconds. Let's talk about why Frank believes in God, and he explains the miracles of life.
I mean, I'm not a medium, but I believe there are certain things that are miracles. I think our body is a miracle, our brain, how everything works. I think things that...
The fact that you have a career... It's actually a miracle. Think about it, Doug. We actually live in a timeline of existence that Frank Stallone exists. You know what I mean? Like, what are the odds that we are in this time and space and technology where we can talk about Frank Stallone?
It's a miracle. The Lord works in mysterious ways, my friend.
Holy smokes.
These animals and stuff, it just didn't come out of a Cracker Backs jocks. You know what I mean?
What? What was he? What was the jocks? What cracker?
He meant, you know what he meant to say?
A cracker Jack box, the toy that you get. Actually, it sort of did. It's called the Big Bang.
It didn't come out of a Cracker Backs jocks.
It wasn't a Cracker Backs jock. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Cracker Back. Let me go back.
Is that a Cracker Jack box?
And stuff. It just didn't come out of a Cracker Backs jocks. You know what I mean?
A Cracker Back jocks. No, that's for sure, because it didn't come out of something that's never existed before.
He doesn't address it. He doesn't try to correct himself.
You got to move forward.
Moves on.
So, well, maybe it's one of those Mandela things. We're going to go online afterwards to find out it really has been called that all this time that you and I have been wrong. We're on the wrong timeline. We're on the wrong timeline.
You know what's funny? I was listening to this while I was like kind of doing other things, and then when I heard something interesting, I would just
you multitask listening to this.
And so I was listening, and I heard that. I said, wait, what did he say? So I went back and I listened again, and I was like, did he he was trying to say Cracker Jack box, right? So I listened again, and I was like, what a buffoon.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, what do you got next there?
You know, and that's why I believe in it. And sometimes it's really funny when I go, like when I take my walks, the church around my corner, the door is always open. If I'm taking my walk, I always pop in. I just pop in, get into a pew, and say my Our Fathers, and then just say prayers for my family and for people that have gone by, and thanking God for keeping me healthy, and I'm not, I don't have some tragic or horrible disease and things like that. So,
do you think he actually does?
We saw the one Instagram video. Remember, he's outside the church. I think that's the one he's talking about.
Yeah.
He says it's always open. He goes for his daily walk, so he's theoretically doing it every day.
Yeah, when I walk past, I stop in, I pray for those that gone by. And is he not obsessed with the fear of terminal disease? This is not the first time he's mentioned it.
Yeah, he wants to live forever. Now, to his credit, he goes to the gym, eats healthy, looks great for his age. I get all that. His hair naturally looks great, of course. And it's a little bit of Christian virtual signaling because he's on a Christian conservative podcast. So he's showing the audience, I pray for my family, my enemy, and I'm grateful. I get it. He's catering to the audience of the show that he's on, the show that he's a God-fearing man. That's probably why he dropped the name of the Pope as well.
That's fair. 2156, blessed.
Oh, wow.
Right. And they and still having the time to thinking about ripping people off in the street or surviving, and just that they discovered something that was always there but was never pollinated.
So if you believe in God now, why don't you already have perfect peace?
Holy smokes! He's obsessed with his perfect peace. Holy Jesse,
we're back.
I would just answer. That's the journey, Jesse. That's the whole journey. I would even say maybe I do have it, because it's like saying how much salt is too much salt, right? At some point, your salt level of whatever is different than mine. So maybe, Jesse, maybe I have it now, because I'm here with you now on a comfortable couch in an air-conditioned room, wearing a $5,000 watch. I'm okay. I'm doing okay. Maybe that is perfect peace. The fact that we can just have a conversation about it.
That's fair. That's a good answer.
Well, what do I know?
Frank comes up with?
What?
I don't know if we, Jesse, I don't know if we ever have perfect peace, or we maybe just have peace enough for us. Maybe that's the perfect peace.
That's fine.
It's like, what is true love? Everyone has a different.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. There you go.
There you go.
I agree, Donald. Perfect peace should be the episode title. We might have to think about that.
Yeah, it's kind of like a sliding scale, right? Just like you were saying, your perfect peace is different than mine.
Yeah,
just like true love is different to everybody.
Some people like chaos. I have friends. I look at their Facebook photos and all the activities and everything they're doing. It's like, holy, that stresses me. Like they're having a blast, but all these like it's too much for me. So their peace is different than my peace. Yeah.
Totally. That's life. That's how it should be.
Of course.
I have part of this interesting Stallone family tidbits.
Oh,
what is that?
Relax, man.
So,
take it in.
Do you believe it possible to have perfect peace right now? I believe in God.
Yes, I think so.
So why don't you have it?
I don't know. I'm working on it.
Holy, so Jesse, jeez, man.
Yeah, okay. This is the one that won't die.
Oh my gosh. Well, Jesse, I'm telling you right now, you keep asking me about that question. It's really making it hard to feel perfect peace right now. Let's just start with that. Okay. All right.
I had a very troubled childhood, so I'm working on it. I didn't. We had a very tumultuous upbringing. My mother's married 5 times. My father 4 times. Yeah. And
what a mess.
Yeah, my.
What a mess, Jesse! Oh, what a mess! I love that. That was good.
Mother left when I came home from school one day on the doorstep, and my mother took off. And overnight, I went from public school to Catholic school, which was much more advanced than public schools.
Yeah.
So I went from a house I lived in. The next day, I'm living with my Aunt Rose in another part of Maryland, and going into a Catholic school. But I think, that kind of trauma when you're 6 years old, I don't know if you're...
Yeah. He experienced trauma and singing at the same time.
Yeah. Did you know this about his...
Not that much detail about living with Aunt Rose and stuff, but yeah, so long story short, I believe his mom did take off and he lived with his dad, and Sly lived with the mom. I believe Sly lived with the mom during this time where Frank lived with the dad, but then they would cross visit with each other when they would do the visits with the respective parent is when they hang out. Yeah. So they weren't raised together. So Frank and Sly, I don't think they did a lot of, at this time onward, I don't think they did a lot of like living with the same parent together. I think Sly was with the mom for the most part, Frank was with the dad.
Yeah, I just found that really, really kind of interesting. But, he talks about a traumatic childhood and everything, but Frank does have
trauma in the sense of divorce is tough on kids and split parents and a lot of marriage. So if the mom was married 5 times, that's a lot of men coming and going, being, dated and courted. It's just, you got this rotating door of men. Yeah.
Well, Frank does have forgiveness in his heart.
Oh, good.
And there's a weird ring analogy.
Tell them I'm sorry for resenting you for screwing up my life.
I don't think I ever said that because I never felt I did. I felt I was the one that got screwed over.
That was the wrong question.
They screwed over you.
Yeah, screwed over me.
Did you forgive them for that?
Yes.
Did you tell them?
No, I never really did. I think.
Why not?
I think my actions kind of said that.
But why didn't you tell them?
I don't know why. When I think about it, but I remember I was there when my father was dying, and it was a weird feeling because it's like, when I leave this day, I'm never going to see them again. Yeah. It's kind of like, if you wear a ring and you just take it for granted, you have this ring on, and you've had it for 40 years, and you lose it, all of a sudden you go, oh my God, it's gone. Where is it?
Right.
You just took it for granted you had it.
Yeah. You're just used to, and if you're old like me and Doug here, my parents are still on this planet, and I don't know, Doug, you're still, yep.
Yeah, both still here.
So I'm very fortunate for that. They've lived a full life already. They're both in their mid-70s. Actually, they're Frank Stallone's age. I think my mom's Frank's age, and my dad is literally Jesse's age, funny enough. But I'm very grateful for that. And they're kind of at that age and stage in their life where they can already say, we've lived a pretty good life. So I know what Frank's saying. I call my parents all the time. We see each other a lot when I live next to them, which is coming up again shortly. Long story short, you're right. There will come a time when it ends. And so you should make sure you say, so Frank, I would give that advice to you. If you have any family members now that you're still, make sure you say hi and
so you have no regrets later.
No regrets. That's right. And that way other people can forgive you as well.
It was really poignant when he said my dad was on his deathbed, and the last time I saw him, I walked out of there knowing that this was the last time I was ever going to talk to my father. Like, that's very, very poignant. It really makes a statement and everything. But then you go into this weird analogy about wearing a ring for 40 years and then you lose it, and they're like, oh, I took it for granted.
I get what he's saying. It's like, it was a part of me for so long, now it's gone.
Yeah, but he could have left it at that statement about his father. I thought it was very like a deep
that was better
thought.
That was a better one. Just saying, at least you got to say goodbye, because a lot of people don't get to even say goodbye. They just get a phone call. Oh, dad passed away, right?
Yeah, right. All right, my final clip, it's one of those where Frank starts talking, right? He just starts going without any clue to where the direction that his statement is going. But this whole time, it's like a 2-minute answer where he really says nothing.
Love it.
So how you create a thought. Number one, tell me the number one, first 2-3 step of how you create a thought.
Whoa, Jesse, the question alone, how do you create a thought?
Yeah, like there's steps.
Steps.
He asked this a couple of times.
Okay. Poor Frank. My answer to that, Jesse, would be you don't.
But Frank takes a stab at it.
No, okay, good for Frank. The answer is you can't. It's too quick. There's no steps to a thought.
Right.
In fact, they've done studies. Yeah, I know it's a whole other thing. Talk about free will. Look into that with Sam Harris. The idea they've done studies where they're able to measure the mind will answer. So I choose left or right. You have to make a choice. They have machines, Doug, where they can measure that the brain has made a decision before the person is conscious of the choice.
Yeah.
So you will say, I chose left. No. You're actually verbalizing what happened before you made the choice. Right. It was made, then you were aware of the choice. So what came first? Like, who is driving the train in your brain. It's really weird.
Right. The electrical impulse happens before you're
aware of the choice.
But I'll give Frank credit here too, but he kind of equates it to like him writing a song, like the steps.
I think that might be what he's asking. It's like
he's not though.
Okay,
he's not because he.
Okay. All right.
You manifest something
that's
in your head, maybe a wrong that was done to you, and you manifest it, and then this other thought comes in because our brain's going like this all the time, the tape loop, and then you can create a good thought, or you can create a in other words, you can make a good thing and turn it and sabotage yourself.
And how do you create a thought? Tell me this.
What? Oh, I love it, Jesse. Okay, great. Whatever that was, cool. Tell me, how do you create a thought?
Steps.
Boy.
And creating thoughts.
That's an interesting, I never thought of it like steps. Let's see.
See, that's funny. How do you think of a think? Like you can't think of a think.
Yeah.
It's an impossible question. You're actually asking something that's impossible. It's almost like saying, how do you see color?
Yeah. Right. Right.
My eyes, they see the color, and my thoughts are just my thoughts. They don't.
But how do you see color, Ryan?
Oh, God. No. Everybody sees color.
I think you create a thought. Okay, put it this way: when I write music,
that's a challenge. I understand that part.
But it is a thought that's coming out of my brain and my.
Frank's trying so hard to answer the impossible. You almost have to give him credit. Like he's really trying so hard.
Yeah, but he'll start talking and then he doesn't know where he's going.
You know what this reminds me of is when you're in school and you didn't do the homework and you're asked a question. You're like, okay.
You just start trying to bullshit.
What happened in the Spanish War of 1839? Okay, so listen. Okay, land is a thing, right? There's people who live on that land.
You remember Billy Madison at the end when he's asking a question about some, I don't know, socioeconomic thing.
Right.
And he starts talking about this book that he read in the first grade. And at the end, the guy goes, "That is the most ridiculous, idiotic thing I ever heard."
Oh yeah. We could almost put that at the end of all these statements. From Frank.
Soul on the paper, so I have to have a thought. I'm thinking about it. You just can't.
But tell me the steps of how you create good and bad thoughts. What steps do you take? You sit around, you're like, you know what? I feel like creating a bad thought right now. I want to feel bad. I want to feel. What are the steps that you take to build those thoughts?
Jesse, stop. You're asking a question that's impossible.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. You can't even think of the steps. The thinking of a step is a thought. There's no beginning of it. Like you can't, for you to say, here is step one of a thought. That's the thought. Like you can't even think of a thought without thought. But like there's no.
And he also said, you're sitting there and you say, I'm gonna create a bad thought. Who does that? You don't do that. It just pops into your head. Good thoughts, bad thoughts. It just pops into your head.
I would push back on Jesse. Jesse, I would love to come on. Dude, I would be thrilled. I would love to answer these questions.
Jesse, how do you create a thought?
Well, that's what you have to turn around. With this one, I would just see you're asking something that's an impossible. Unless you're a neuroscientist, but you're saying you're conscious of your thoughts, but you're not. Not the way he's asking, because you're not creating. The thought is the thing. You didn't create the thought to exist. The thought is for you to look at.
Is there any answer that would be satisfactory to him?
You know, you just play with them. Okay, step one, I think of thought. Let's do something today. Step two,
yeah. Just goes super like
number 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so you look back in your life,
thought.
And you start that.
See, looking back at your life is actually just. There's no way you can't think without thinking.
That's the foundation, and then the second foundation is then you seek out. Well, why didn't they love me? Why did I do this? Now you get into the blaming start.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, Frank, what are you talking? God, I love you, man. I really do, Frank. But I don't even know what you're talking. Like, why do they love me? Why do they hate me? Who do I blame?
He's painted himself into a corner here.
I love how he's like, when's the last time, Doug, you've got around like blaming people?
Like that's my thought. I think back into my life and I say, okay, I manifest the thought. Step 2, blame people.
Blame people. I don't know when the last time I blamed anybody. Like blamed. This is because of you.
Yeah. It's not normal.
It's a weird thought.
The third step is then you start getting resentment, and that creeps into your good thoughts. The yin and yang of it. And I think what you do is you build on one thing, and then you blow it up, and then all of a sudden you kind of create your own dialogue in your head, and then this goes on steps. Now, the good thought.
This is brutal.
I have to cut and paste that transcript, put it in Grok, and say, make sense of this, please.
Saying, you know what? Life's not bad. This is the foundation. Life is not bad. It could be worse when you see how other people are living. And then
again, with the other people suffering in the world, life could be worse. Yes, yes, you're right.
Somebody always has it worse.
Well, of course, but then what does that mean? I wonder who's the one person on the planet could be like, I'm the person that has it the worst. What is that worst? What a horrible existence. I am that worst. Oh my gosh.
You investigate more about maybe how people are not living as well as you, which kind of then comes in you say, I'm really grateful and happy. And I think,
oh, that's sad. It's almost like saying your success is based on other people's failures.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Your happiness is based on other people's unhappiness.
What a weird. Like my wife, I've said to you, as you know, my wife is an amputee. She's missing her left arm from the elbow down. I'm really happy that I have two arms because my wife has 1.5. I'm really grateful that I have two arms when my wife has 1.5. I'm really grateful for my two arms.
I think the third one is like what you were saying is forgiving, letting things go, and just kind of take care of yourself.
And when you say you look back, wait,
is that the end? We're at 35.
Yeah, this is where I kick in. Kick in. Okay, so folks, if you're listening to this, we did edit out, or maybe I'll keep it in for the purpose of the fluidity because it doesn't start this way. Yeah, we're gonna make this part 1. This is gonna be part 1. This is too big. Part 2 will be my clips for Doug to listen to, for you, the audience, to listen to. Don't go ahead, folks. Don't spoil it. Listen to us with the episode. I know you're going to all want to run to the Fallen State podcast and listen to the rest, but do it with me and Doug. I've learned a little bit more about Frank this episode. It's been a fantastic journey. I think it takes a character like Jesse to get it out of Frank. I think that's the idea.
As you know, of course, we find some gold in them Thar Hills, but it's really informative the way that Frank thinks about certain things and like these little glimpses into his personal life that we normally don't get that I'm really kind of appreciating doing this interview.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us for part 1 of the Fallen State podcast with Jesse Lee Peterson and Frank Stallone is a guest on that podcast. Part 2 will be out a week and a bit after you're listening to this on your earbuds. So thanks for joining us, everyone.
So I think all these shows are going to start falling by the wayside because I think people just don't want to hear it anymore.